What's up, everybody? Elite Nintendo Gamer here, and welcome to episode 4 of the Elite Nintendo Gamer official podcast, Elite Talks. And in the last episode, we talked about the two characters that I would say I am most hyped for in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the Inkling and Simon and Richter Belmont. So in this episode, I thought we would go ahead and start talking about all of the other characters. I think this is going to be kind of a three-part series where I talk about all the characters. So this time we're going to be talking about Ridley and King K. Rool and why, what I think about these characters, if I think they're good characters and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and start talking about Ridley, who honestly, he looks like he's going to be the strongest in the neutral game, mostly because of his neutral special being the Plasma Breath, which is an extremely powerful projectile, and honestly, it has decent frame data for such a strong projectile. Like, it's kind of slow, but it's not like, it isn't even, I don't think it's as slow as maybe Samus's charge shot. I think that's cool that you can have such a powerful projectile like that and, very quickly. So that's why I think he's going to be strong in the neutral game. Also, I think his, I'm just going to go over all of his special moves. I think his side B is going to be amazing for swinging the momentum of a battle. And I think this is something that Ridley's going to be able to do very well. I feel like his neutral B will be able to tack on a lot of damage, and his down B will be able to tack on a lot of damage, just a ton of damage. Even though the hitbox is extremely small, I feel like people will find a way to use that. Maybe not a true combo. I think you might be able to combo it. I think you might be able to combo it out of a jab lock. Like if Ridley has a move where you can jab lock, I would imagine he could lock an opponent and then space himself away and then use a down B and deal lots of damage. Also, his side B, like I said before, you can just if an opponent tries to edge guard you, you can just side B and just slide them across the stage, and then, they're in the disadvantage. You can go edge guard them, assuming they don't, escape from it by mashing the control, by the buttons and stuff like that on the controller. At least I think you can mash out of it. I'm not completely sure. But if you can't, that's gonna be an insane move. So, his recovery, I think this is one of his major weaknesses. Even though he's a space dragon and has wings and is seen flying in Metroid Prime, even though he's Meta Ridley and has enhancements or whatever, he has massive wings. He could fly anyways. At least I think he could. But apparently in Smash, he doesn't have any extra double jumps. He just has a jump and a double jump and his up B, which honestly doesn't go particularly far. It isn't like a bad recovery because it does have a hitbox, and that's about it. It goes a fair distance, but it's not a whole bunch. It's not a lot of distance. So I think his recovery will be one of his weaknesses, like I've mentioned before, and plus it doesn't look like a good up B out of shield move. Something like Mario's Super Jump Punch, where it could kind of surprise opponents because, it could just pop right out of shield. You wouldn't have to let down your shield or something like that. At least I think. So, his down B looks really strong and is a good momentum move, as I've said before. And overall, he just looks like a good character. Like, I don't think he's going to be top tier or anything, but I think he's going to be a good character nonetheless. So now let's go ahead and move on to King K. Rool. So his neutral special being his blunderbuss, I think that's what it's called. At least I think it's his neutral special. So I don't think this is going to be a very good move, honestly. It's extremely laggy, and the vacuum doesn't look like it's very large. It looks kind of like Kirby's Inhale, where it's very situational. And the cannonball doesn't move very, very fast. It's not a very good move, honestly. But things kind of look up in his side B. I think it's his side B. I'm not completely sure because the game isn't out yet. I think it's his side B, the crown toss. And I don't think this is a very good move either because your opponent can just kind of catch the crown and then they can use it against you, like Mega Man's Metal Blade, where they can just catch it out of the air and throw it back at you. It's not going to be extremely useful, but I could see it being used occasionally. And his down B being his counter, where he uses his armor to strike back. I think this move will see a bit of use because, it's a counter. It's a useful move to mix up your attacks. Maybe when you're landing on the ground, you just press down B to kind of protect yourself against maybe an aggressive opponent who's trying to catch your landing. And his up B being his little twirly jetpack thing. I don't know what that is. At first, I thought it was going to be like Duck Hunt, where you just kind of fly up and you can easily get gimped. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad, and I like that because it has a hitbox on it. So if let's say I'm maybe Mario or something, and I want to go try and edge guard King K. Rool with maybe a back air on stage or something. If I jump down, I might get hit by the propeller, and that makes it a decent recovery move, and it appears to go a pretty long ways. So, he's going to be kind of like maybe King Dedede, a heavy character, but with a extremely good recovery, and I really like that. I really like how I don't have to be afraid of being thrown off stage. So, honestly, I think King K. Rool's strength is going to come in his recovery, basically. Like, he's kind of a middle ground between a middleweight and a heavyweight, in my opinion. Like, he has the weight and, resistance, that defensive power that heavyweights typically have. But he has the recovery and, frame data of a middleweight. But this isn't really... But he doesn't have strong... He's not strong on both sides. He's only strong... Like, he's strong in the middle. Like, he's not particularly heavy, but he doesn't have an amazing recovery. He's a middle ground. And I really like that. But I don't think he's going to be an extremely good character because nothing really stands out. He's pretty average, but that's okay. I can definitely see him being viable. I can see him having uses in certain scenarios, and I expect him to be about maybe D tier, assuming there's tiers down to F, kind of high D tier. That's where I see him. So I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Elite Nintendo Gamer Official Podcast. At the time of this recording, there are only 10 days until Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I'm so excited. This episode's probably going to go up after Ultimate comes out, so that's going to be super exciting. So this has been Elite Nintendo Gamer. See you guys later.